Hey there everyone, my name is Kevin, also known by the handle CosmicSurge. It's been a minute since I've been in the YouTube game, but I wanted to come back and share some of these artistic ideas that I've had in this way, just for the fun of it. We'll see how it goes. Now, for many years, humanity has lived alongside magnificent and fantastical creatures known as Pokémon, discovering entirely new species all the time. So much so that many talented creatives have taken it upon themselves to make original designs of their own. And that's what I intend to do today as well, but with the slight twist of pairing them with another unique form of entertainment in the modern age, VTubers. See, I've been a fan of these animated entertainers ever since they really started gaining traction during the dark ages of 2020, and one of the first that I started watching, and still do even to this day, is Ironmouse. And with her just cresting 6 years in the game, breaking her previous subathon record, and releasing multiple fantastic singles, I figured she would make for a great inspiration for this first video. So, without further delay, let's determine if these two great things can be great together as we ask the question, what might Ironmouse look like as a Pokemon? Now, the model of hers that I'm using here is her second 2D model, being that it was the first one she used when I started watching, and the fact that it appeared soon after she began working with the agency VShojo. And although she is a demon and not an actual mouse, I thought it would be cute to make this Pokemon look very mouse-like, with how many Pokemon are based on some form of animal already. Not to mention her demon tail actually doubles as a mouse tail really well, and I believe in this case it helps frame the design too. So altogether, the basis of this design was an adorable pink mouse with some of Ironmouse's added features, such as little horns, a heart pattern, and the heart-shaped tail. Of course, I had to make it pink as a base color, and the addition of the whites and deeper shades helped complement each other and just bring the whole thing together. Naturally, I feel this Pokemon would be a fairy type given how cute, pink, and magical Mouse is by nature already. And as for its name, I decided to call it Impip, a combination of imp, which is a tiny form of devil, and pip, which I guess can refer to a small sound or can be used as a name for something small and cute, like this little critter here. So, as I wrap this up, let's take a look at the finished Ironmouse Pokemon, Impip. Now, you might be noticing that there's still a good bit of video left, and that's because while I was conceptualizing this idea, I came across a dilemma. Being that Mouse is known for having so many amazing designs and models to draw inspiration from, how was I ever going to pick just one for my Pokemon design? Unless, maybe I didn't have to pick just one. That's when I made the potentially insane decision to make my Pokemon's secondary mascot Eevee and give this little beauty a multitude of evolutions to choose from. So many in fact that by the time I'm done with this, we will officially have an Ironmouse of every single type. Not all in this video though, because that would make this exceptionally long. But let's take a look at a few more while I still have you here. We'll start the evolutions of Impip off with the Fire-type variation, which I based on Mouse's demon form. Now, unlike how Eevee switches types with each of its evolutions, Impip will actually be gaining a type by evolving, which makes this variant a Fairy and Fire type. But much like Mouse's Demon Queen model, I basically took Impip's design and accentuated the demon traits by making the horns taller like Mouse's, adding little demon wings here and there, and giving it tiny fangs to complete its more mischievous expression compared to its pre-evolved form. As you can see, I also tried to make its fur pattern resemble the straps on her outfit here, but I ended up scrapping that idea because I felt like it became too complicated like that. Of course, I also changed the colors a bit as well, and made the primary color red to fit its new fire typing. I also had fun experimenting towards the end by adding a little purple flame for it to hold, using a bit of strategic smudging and distortion effects here. As for the name, I decided that like how the evolutions all end in EON, I would do something similar by having Impip's evolutions all end in AEL. That's because this suffix is often used in the names of angels, so I brought it here in reference to Mouse being a depiction of Sataniel, the original fallen angel. In this case, for example, allow me to introduce Floriel, referencing the demon Floros, one of the Lords of Hell and a great conjurer of flames not unlike this Pokemon here. Next up on the list is the Water type, which I chose a few different references for inspiration. This Pokemon is based on both Mouse's 3D summer outfit and her recurring Dungeons & Dragons character, Umi, given the fact that she's a mermaid. With those two things in mind, I made this variant a bit frillier like Mouse's swimsuit with the little bubbles resembling her hair buns, while also giving it more pointed horns, a long mermaid tail, and some cooler colors like Umi has. Yet despite the more drastic change from fur to scales in this evolution, I really like how I was able to keep a lot of the same rounded and heart-shaped motifs still present here, so you can still tell this creature evolved from Impip. As for its name, I call this Pokemon Toriel, referencing both Umi's surname Tormenta and a torrent of water like its typing. Now the last type I'm going to cover in this video is the Ice type, which I of course had to use Mouse's winter and Christmas themed outfits for. For this design, I thought it would be downright adorable to have it ice skating on its tiny mouse feet, so I knew I wanted to start with the right pose here. From there, I added in a few elements from the winter outfit, such as fluffy snowballs, little buttons on its torso, and some actual ice here and there, specifically in its tail and its more curved horns. In fact, to distinguish those horns from Floriel's, given that both of those models use similar shaped horns, I chose to make this Pokemon's shape more like reindeer antlers due to their association with their wintertime season. Though the colors don't change very much from Impip's aside from mainly adding more blues, the real test came when I had to portray the ice that's grown on this Pokemon's body as a result of evolving. As you can see, I brought in a Alolan Sandslash for a moment to help me because I felt that Pokemon was a good example of the texture I wanted to portray in Ken Sugimori's art style. After a bit of tweaking, I got it to a place that I think I'm satisfied with. Finally, I decided to reference Mouse's Puerto Rican heritage by naming this one Inviniel, based on invierno, which is the Spanish word for winter. And there you have it, 4 new Pokemon based on the many forms of the world-famous VTuber Ironmouse. Like I said, I plan to eventually make one of these for every type, and I would also love to make more artistic showcases like this in the future. I don't know how often I'll be able to put these out, but let me know if you enjoyed this by liking the video, subscribing to my channel for updates, and commenting below if you have any ideas for what you'd like to see in the future. I also have more art posted on my socials, mainly Instagram, including more VTubers as Pokemon, so feel free to check those out as well. I might even end up making videos for them at some point too. But otherwise, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you again next time.